Have you ever wondered, what would life be like if you lived alone in your old age? This is a profound question that perhaps very few of us truly pause to reflect upon. Often, when we're young, we're always busy with family, work, and the relationships around us. But as time goes by, loved ones may move far away, old friends gradually leave this life, and the house that was once filled with laughter becomes quieter than ever. Living alone in old age might sound sad and lonely at first, but the truth isn't entirely like that. If we prepare early and build healthy daily habits, old age can absolutely become a peaceful and fulfilling phase of life. With just a small shift in mindset and a few simple actions in daily life, we can create a meaningful life, keeping our spirit fresh and full of vitality. This video will explore with you 6 simple yet incredibly important habits that will help each day pass by not as a dull repetition, but as a journey of fuller living. So, what is the very first habit to master life when living alone? Let's continue to find out. One of the biggest challenges of entering old age and living alone is the feeling that days become empty and aimless. When there's no longer a busy job or family caregiving responsibilities, many people fall into a state of letting time drift by without direction. Waking up every morning not knowing what to do today or what tomorrow holds gradually burdens the mind and easily leads to a sense of isolation from the outside world. That's why establishing a daily routine plays such an important role. A stable schedule helps us regain control of our time, creates a sense of stability in our minds, and maintains our motivation for life. The wonderful thing is, your daily routine doesn't have to be elaborate or complicated. Simple activities like waking up at the same time, spending a few minutes on yourself each morning, eating meals regularly, or maintaining personal hobbies all have a positive impact. Even tending to a small houseplant, writing a few lines in a journal, or listening to your favorite music can make your day more meaningful. A vivid example of this is the story of Richard, a retired engineer at age 76. After his beloved wife passed away, Richard felt everything had lost its meaning. Long, aimless days gradually robbed him of his joy for life. However, a turning point came when he decided to set a new schedule for himself. Every morning, he woke up earlier, went out for a walk to breathe in the fresh air, prepared a light breakfast, and took time to call and chat with his children and grandchildren. Miraculously, in just a short time, he clearly felt the change in his spirit. He was more alert, happier, and his days no longer felt like a tiring wait. Without major changes, just a few small adjustments to his daily habits, Richard rediscovered the joy of living and a sense of control over his life. This video also encourages you not to rush to change everything at once. Start with the simplest steps, and gradually, positive habits will form, leading you to a new rhythm of life filled with positive energy. Next, besides keeping your mind stable, there's another crucial factor to help us maintain health and independence in old age: physical activity. Aging brings many inevitable changes, especially in physical health. When the body is no longer moving regularly, we begin to face muscle loss, decreased flexibility, and noticeably reduced energy. This not only affects our ability to perform daily tasks, but also dampens the spirit, increasing feelings of fatigue and eroding self-confidence. However, the good news is you don't need to join intense or complicated workout programs. Just gentle daily movements already bring tremendous benefits to overall health. Walking around the house or a nearby park, doing a few basic stretches, or even simply standing up and sitting down multiple times a day, all of these help improve blood circulation, keep muscles strong, and support joint flexibility. The story of Natalie, a 78-year-old retired librarian, is clear proof of this. Initially, after retiring, she gradually became less active and began to feel difficulties in everyday activities like climbing stairs or standing for long periods while cooking. But when she joined a morning walking group and spent time stretching, her health improved dramatically. She felt her body becoming more flexible, her posture improving, and her sleep becoming deeper. Not only that, these activities also offer great benefits for mental health and the brain, helping to reduce the risk of memory decline in later years. The video also wants to emphasize to you that consistency is the most important thing. Even starting with the smallest steps, maintaining a daily exercise habit will gradually make a big difference, helping you maintain independence and fully enjoy every moment of life. And now, besides keeping the body healthy, what will help your soul always feel connected and not lost in the later years? Let's continue to explore in the next section. Loneliness is a quiet feeling, but has a powerful impact, especially as we enter old age. The loss of a spouse, close friends becoming fewer, children and grandchildren busy with their own lives. All these can easily lead older adults to feel separated from the flow of society. Research shows that the feeling of social isolation affects health just as much as bad habits like smoking or obesity. However, the good news is that loneliness is not destiny, and each of us can actively change this. By maintaining daily social connections, even if it's just brief conversations, our spirit will be continuously nurtured and refreshed. The story of Liam, an 80-year-old man, is clear proof of this. At first, after his wife passed away and his friends gradually faded away, Liam sank into loneliness, spending his days quietly within four walls. But then he decided to change. Liam proactively called old friends he hadn't seen in a long time, joined the local senior club, and even tried out an online chess club. Gradually, his daily schedule became more vibrant with interesting conversations, hearty laughter, and the feeling of being heard and connected. The video wants to send you the important message that staying in touch doesn't necessarily mean meeting in person every day. Modern technology, with phones, social media, or online community groups, has opened up many ways to stay connected. Sometimes just a message to check in, a short phone call, or joining a hobby-sharing forum is enough to brighten your day. The core lies in being proactive. Don't wait for others to start the conversation. Be the one to initiate those warm connections. When you keep your social relationships alive, loneliness will gradually fade, making way for joy and inner peace. And now, as connections have brightened your spirit, how can you keep your mind sharp and full of vitality? Let's continue to find out. Age may slow down our reflexes a bit, but the mind still has the capacity to grow endlessly, as long as it is exercised every day. When entering retirement, many people easily get stuck in a loop of familiar tasks and lack new mental stimulation. This leads to a state of mental inactivity, causing memory decline and boredom to creep in. However, just like the body needs exercise to stay healthy, the mind also needs regular challenges and renewal. Activities like reading, solving crosswords, learning a new skill, or engaging in deep conversations are all great ways to maintain mental agility. The story of Susan, a 74-year-old former teacher, is a vivid example. After retiring from teaching, she noticed herself becoming sluggish and forgetful of small things. Unwilling to accept this, Susan began planning to refresh her mind. Every morning, she spent time reading, solving a few word puzzles, and most interestingly, she started learning Spanish through online classes. These challenges helped her clearly feel her sharpness returning, her memory improving, and each day brimming with learning inspiration. Moreover, maintaining mental activity also creates a continuous sense of progress, keeping life from falling into monotony. The video encourages you to boldly challenge yourself daily with new things. Whether it's learning a musical instrument you love, trying writing, or simply having deeper discussions with friends about an interesting topic, all of these help keep your mind sharp and your life more enriching. So, besides refreshing your mind, what else can deeply nourish your soul each day? Let's continue to explore in the next section. Life in old age inevitably comes with losses and challenges, causing many to easily fall into feelings of emptiness and regret over the past. However, the secret to maintaining inner peace lies in shifting focus away from what's lost and appreciating what we still have. Practicing daily gratitude is a simple yet extremely effective way to do this. When you take time to reflect and acknowledge the positives in life, your mind will gradually shift away from sadness and focus on present joys. The story of Logan, a 79-year-old former firefighter, is a prime example. After his beloved wife passed away, Logan sank into grief and negative thoughts. But then he decided to try a new habit. Every morning, he wrote down 3 things he was grateful for. At first, they were just small things like the warm sunlight streaming through the window or the fragrant morning coffee. Gradually, Logan noticed his mood lightening and his outlook on life becoming much more positive. Moreover, practicing gratitude also helps reduce stress and brings about solid inner balance. The video also encourages you not to worry if you can't think of many things to be grateful for at first. Start with the simplest things like a good meal, a favorite piece of music, or a peaceful moment sitting by the window. These positive reflections will gradually form a habit, soothing and opening your soul more each day. And now, besides being grateful for what you have, there's one more thing that can make your life even more meaningful: the joy of giving. Let's explore that in the next section. In later years, many people often fall into a sense of emptiness as previous social activities gradually wind down. When living alone, our natural instinct tends to focus on ourselves and what we lack. However, there is a wonderful way to break that cycle. Focus on helping others. When you extend care and share, not only does the recipient benefit, but you also rediscover joy and add meaning to your life. The story of Lauren, an 82-year-old former nurse, is an inspiring example. After retiring, and with her children and grandchildren grown up, she once felt that her days were long and monotonous. But instead of letting herself sink into sadness, she chose a new path, volunteering at the local food bank. Simple tasks like arranging food, welcoming those in need, or just offering a friendly smile helped Lauren feel her self-worth every day. Beyond that, she also spent time mentoring young nursing students, sharing her valuable experiences. Through this, she not only contributed to the community, but also maintained social bonds and kept her spirit full of vitality. The video wants to remind you that giving doesn't have to be grand gestures. Just a small act like checking in on a neighbor, sharing words of encouragement, or joining online community activities can spread warmth. Even with physical limitations, there are still plenty of ways to contribute, from writing letters, sending supportive messages, to joining online advisory groups. Most importantly, by helping others, you enrich your own spiritual life. The feeling of contributing, being connected, and seeing meaning in your actions will provide powerful motivation, making each day more precious. And once you've embraced these 6 valuable habits, it's time for us to look back and summarize what we've learned to create a truly fulfilling old age. We have just explored together 6 habits that not only enrich life when living alone, but also open up a new, meaningful chapter for old age. From establishing a daily routine to maintain order, staying physically active to protect health, to keeping social connections to avoid loneliness. Beyond that, stimulating the mind, practicing daily gratitude, and giving to receive love, all contribute to building a more fulfilling life. The most important message this video wants to convey is, no matter the circumstances, how you respond and choose to live each day is entirely in your hands. Today's small steps can be a solid foundation for hopeful tomorrows. Start by choosing at least one habit from these 6 and apply it today, so that each day passes as a day worth living, filled with peace and inner joy. Life in old age can be a journey full of challenges, but with the right habits, we can absolutely turn this time into treasured days. Always remember, peace and joy do not lie in circumstances, but in how we choose to live each day. If this video has given you even a bit of inspiration, don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments. And to continue receiving more meaningful content, You can like or subscribe to the channel to join us on the journey of living fully every day.